Oh, and we are live. Hi, Kevin. Thanks for turning up. It's just, well, I've got 5 people watching now. It's just a quick test. I've just been talking to somebody explaining how StreamYard works. So he's actually hid behind the camera. You can see his hand. He's hid behind the camera while I'm just demonstrating how it all works. And I've just gone through all my video testing and basically just a demonstration on it. I don't know if any of you know that on Sunday at 9 o'clock UK time, so you'll have to work it out from what your time is from UK time. I am on Ryan the Presbyterian's channel debating Gavin from Praise's channel on Jesus being a myth. I haven't done a great deal of research, so it should be a fun show. But yeah, I'm going to debate, so I'll try and defend the Jesus mythicist side, and obviously Gavin believes that Jesus was a real person. So that should be great fun. Kevin, I don't know if you're busy for just the next 2 minutes, but if you click on the link and jump in just so that I can demonstrate how you actually bring somebody into a stream, because the guy that's here is interested in how it all works. So I don't know if you fancy clicking on the link and jumping in, literally just for a second, just to say hi, because like I said, this is more of a test than an actual broadcast. Plus, I'm on my Jack Daniels. He's on his calendar. So I see we've got 5 people watching at the moment. One of them will be me on my mobile phone.
You can't see who they are.
I can't see who they are, no.
Oh, at least you don't know who they are.
I don't know who they are. Unless they put anything in the comments.
Right.
Then obviously I don't know who they are.
It could be Boris Johnson.
I doubt it, but yes, it could be literally anybody. Let's say at the moment we've got 5 watching. One of them is me on my mobile phone.
How did they even know you were going to go online?
Because they're probably subscribed to my channel.
And they get a
notification that I've actually gone live. So that's basically how it works. There's some sort of lag jumping going on. Yes, never again. There probably is. I'm in the kitchen and I'm on the Wi-Fi rather than being connected. And to be honest, I'm on a Chromebook and it's not the best thing to be on. Oh, hi, Monica Man. Hi, I'm Monica Man. I'm just doing a quick test. I'm just demonstrating to somebody how StreamYard works. It was curious how it works. So I thought I'd do my quick demonstration.
By curious.
By curious.
Not really.
No. You're not by.
No. Definitely not.
No. So I don't know, Kevin, did you fancy just jumping in, or anybody just jumping in just for a second, just so I could literally demonstrate how you had and remove somebody from the stream, because it's one of the questions it was asking. Good to see you anyway. Yeah, and you are Monica Man. In fact, I haven't seen you go live for a while, Monica Man. Have you been busy?
Probably playing his harmonica.
He is good, actually.
How's his fingering technique?
I've got a right character here. There is no link. Yes, there is. There's a link in the chat. I'll drop it in the chat. I'll drop it again. See, paste. Right, it should be there in the chat. Oh, you've been ill, I'm on command. Well, I hope you get better shortly.
He's not been feeling himself.
No, he's been badly back, sounds a bit. Hopefully you will improve.
Is he feeling a little hoarse?
Oh, I've got a right character here. Right, so if one of them wants to click on that link, they will appear where I've got my little logo thing here. If anybody wants to jump in, they'll appear there, and then I'll basically just click. Oh, look, there we go. Kevin stand up.
Oh,
so I'll click on that. So that's us both on now. Hi, Kevin. How's it going?
Hey, it's going great, thanks. I wanted to say, if you posted the link right before you went live, a lot of the times it won't actually show up in the chat. You have to do it right after you go live.
Right.
Yeah,
that makes sense. That's a
top tip.
It is a top
tip.
Yeah, in fact, it was Kevin I was talking to when I first went live on my mobile phone, because I've never gone live on my mobile phone.
Is that Kevin?
That's Kevin.
It looks like me, but a bit younger.
Yeah, definitely younger than you, mate.
All right, that's off.
So yeah, I'd like to say this is more of a test. It's just doing a demonstration to a friend of mine to see how StreamYard works and how it connects to YouTube, because he was curious how it all works.
By curious.
That's great. I think the more of us we get on here, the better, man. So.
Yeah, I totally agree. Did you hear me my announcement on Sunday? I've got a debate with Gavin from Praise's channel on Ryan the Presbyterian's channel at 9 o'clock UK time, debating Jesus being a myth. I'm going to be defending Jesus, defend the mythical side of Jesus, that it was a myth.
I think that's going to be very early in the morning for me, but I need to go subscribe over there. I don't think I'm subscribed to Ryan the Presbyterian, so I'll definitely check that out, though.
Dedication, Kevin. Dedication.
Yeah, I had to try 3 times the other day. Oh, good point, Kevin. Yeah. Well brought up that, Kevin. I didn't know that you couldn't put the link in prior to going live. How do you pin the link? Does anybody know? I'm not quite sure what you're asking there. I'm on a command. How I did it, I just went to invite guest. It gives you the link. I just put the clipboard, go to the comments, paste it to the comments, and put it into the chat. That's literally all I did. So I don't know if that helps you with it. So have you got anything coming up shortly, Kevin?
The only thing I have scheduled on my channel, my regular stuff, I'm going to do another chaos theory on Tuesday, atheist Bible study on Thursday, and a couple pending interviews. I have to pin the dates and times down. So.
All right. Oh, we got scheduled for an interview.
Well, I'll say one of those people is Otangelo. We still need to reschedule from our last. So that'll be one. I've got a couple other people. I don't want to say it publicly yet, exactly what, but a couple other people in mind. So.
Yeah, that should be fun. I used to quite get on with Otangelo. I've been on his channel a few times, but he's now blocked me from his Facebook channel because he was putting quite a lot of memes on his Facebook thing, and I put a comment on, basically knocking his memes down, and in the end he says, "Paul, stop commenting on my memes." So I said, basically, stop posting them and I will stop commenting. And he got a bit annoyed, and he said something along the lines of, "This will be your last comment." And he put another meme on about something, so I commented on that, and the next minute I knew he'd blocked me. So yeah, I'm now blocked from Otangelo's channel.
Got you. Yeah, I try to stay out of the comments like most of the time now. I can't handle the keyboard, but I'm just trying to get better at talking to people face to face, because the keyboard, it's kind of like driving. Like you start to get a little bit insane. Like you don't see the other person as a person anymore. You see them as a vehicle. It's kind of the same thing with a computer,
Yeah, I agree. And also, when you're trying to express your opinions, it doesn't come across quite as well in text as it does with obviously speaking to somebody. They can see your expressions. They can tell the way that you're talking. Obviously, and tell whether your voice is getting higher or lower, or what your attitude is like by talking to somebody. Whereas in text, you don't get any of that. And sometimes text can come across as a bit blunt. And maybe even a bit condescending, when actually that isn't how it's meant. You're trying to, a sentence that you would take a few seconds to say, you're trying to condense into the fewer words as possible and convey your information that way. And sometimes it doesn't come across as if probably doesn't come across as quite as friendly as talking to somebody.
The art of conversation is dead.
Yeah,
absolutely. But I think it's being revived here. So that's, like I said, the more the merrier. I think people using whatever platform. I have the best luck on StreamYard, but it may be different for other people. There's other free platforms and better services, So, I mean, explore it, because there's definitely plenty of people to converse with, right? Like,
Yeah, and it's we are starting to build up quite a community here. I just see that BW, I think BW is that BB from music analyst Vince's channel. BW, have you spoken with Vince yet recently? He seems to have disappeared from YouTube. Yes, I think he's fallen out with YouTube. BW. He now goes onto another platform. I did subscribe to him on this other platform, but it's a bit of a difficult platform to work your head around, and I can't remember what it's called, to be perfectly honest. I have subscribed to it. Every now and again, I'll get an email to say that Vince has gone live, but I've not heard anything from him for ages. So
is it Twitch?
Is it what? Sorry?
Is it called? Is that platform called Twitch by chance?
Yeah, I think it might be. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that one's
try that.
pretty popular. Yeah.
Yeah, try Twitch and search music analyst on there, and you'll probably find him. Because no, it's mentioned that I haven't seen Vince for quite some time. So,
excellent.
Anyway,
Well,
I've got nothing else planned at the moment. In fact, I have actually, but I don't want to tell you what it is.
I always love surprises.
Yeah. No, it's an argument I've been having with somebody on Facebook. And obviously I've got all the chat that we've been having. And it's gone. It's a bit of a strange one. It's something I'm looking into, probably going through the chat on my Facebook and the way this conversation has gone, because it got it's clearly a Christian I was talking to. He's supposed to be a scientist, and now I'm doubting that this person is actually a scientist, because he basically calls atheism is a Darwinistic religion. So basically, I question him about evolution, and he, as a scientist, he completely denies evolution as a real thing. So that's a bit strange, really, for a scientist to come up with such a statement that evolution and the Big Bang is not science; it is atheist science.
Oh yeah. You'll hear that quite a bit. I mean, that's essentially what Otangelo says, but at least he doesn't claim to be a scientist. You know, that's the most important part.
Exactly.
It's really distressing with somebody who has a degree.
Yeah, no, this person actually claims to be a scientist and work in science. And once he came out with that statement, I started suspecting that he maybe got his science degree from the same university as Ken Poland.
So I'll say I got into an argument with my mother last week. We saw each other, and she was talking about she was complaining that she homeschools my younger brother, and she said, well, the state's very strict on me. They make it really hard for me to homeschool. And I said, well, there's a reason for that, because there's a lot of religious nutbags who will teach the Bible and they won't teach science. And you come out with people who have a very warped understanding of the world. I think that's one of the biggest reasons that homeschooling becomes problematic. And she got really, really upset with me because she's now a Christian. So she had to say, she just said, she stood at the door and she stared at me and she said, the Bible is true. I said, okay, I'm going to let you go now.
Is the tooth fairy real?
Yeah. Well, this is Jeff, who's a friend of ours, who I've been showing all the streamyard works. In the UK, it's quite a strange phenomenon. Yeah. We don't have much religion in the UK, not very. People obviously do follow religion, and there is also religious people in the UK. But the majority of people you generally meet throughout the day or throughout, you meet somebody at the pub and you become friends with somebody, the chances are they will not be religious at all. And you can go years and never even ask them, or the conversation of religion does never come up. I mean, where I live now, I mean, obviously there's me. I don't believe a God exists. I'm an atheist.
I am.
You're an atheist. My wife's an atheist. John's an atheist. Well, I don't think he believes that a God exists. Or
He's an atheist.
Yeah. Debbie?
An atheist.
Yeah. Is there anybody you know that is particularly religious?
No.
No. And that's why I find talking to people in America.
I had a Polish boyfriend, he was quite religious.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, my sister, she goes to church. She's not overly religious.
I went to church for funerals and christening and that, because I thought that was the right thing to do, but I'm a non-believer myself.
I mean, well, I even got married in church.
Oh, yeah.
Me in church.
So you're a hypocrite, as well as an atheist.
No, I just don't mind in church.
You're a gaytheist. Hypocrite.
Yeah.
You're a hypocrite.
No, I can basically lie in church and not feel guilty about it. It's as simple as that.
God's God won't strike you down.
Well, there is no God. As far as I'm concerned, So yeah, that's pretty much what it's like in the UK, and that's majority of the time. It's very rare you come across somebody who is highly religious. Like say, my sister, she goes to church probably about once a month. Me and her have never really discussed it. She knows that I don't believe. I can have conversations about how I don't believe, and she'd just go, "Yeah, well, I enjoy going." Yeah, so fine,
That's
fair enough.
fine,
She goes.
It's a bit like a social club.
Yeah,
People get things out of that, and people help each other. That's perfectly right. That's perfectly fine and great. But you don't need to use a God if you don't need to as a means to get to that.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and that's probably the problem with when people leave religions. Obviously, all that community side of it disappears.
Well, then that just disproves it, doesn't it? Because it shouldn't. Now, if you don't believe in the God, then I'm not going to speak to you anymore. I'm not going to help you anymore. Then isn't that going against? Doesn't that?
Yeah. Yeah, but a lot of religions.
Am I wrong? So, if you believe in the God that I believe in, and
then
you come here, we're going to help you. But if you don't, we're not going to help you anymore. Then that makes no sense. Why not still help that person?
Yeah, they're still the same person, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons are exactly the same. They will disown members of their own family if a daughter, a son or a daughter, or
is that like they won't allow their children to have blood transfusions, although it will save their lives because it goes against their beliefs?
Yes.
Well, how ridiculous is that? I don't mean to be rude, but
no, it is.
Yeah, I'm not a religious person, but if I had a daughter or a son, and somebody could save their lives, I would do it. I wouldn't let religion get in like that. Yeah, but call me old-fashioned.
Well, no, I mean, the people that are religious in the UK, even they take that sort of attitude, whereas the fundamental Christians, which I believe every single word that is written in the Bible, or whether it's the Mormons or the Jehovah's Witnesses or any other Christian side of it, they follow what that book says. They believe it 100%.
It's called indoctrination.
Yeah, but they're literally 100%.
They have really strange beliefs based around that, like anti-vaccination, anti-masking, and somehow they find a way to interpret the Bible to justify that. It's really strange.
Yeah, I'll just say Richard Madison has come in. Hi, Richard. Yeah, I agree with what you've just said there. I really believe that the religious stories do demand those kindness of the intended reader. Yeah, I agree. Richard, what am I saying? Richard, I don't want to quote you wrong, Richard, but Richard is a believer. He does believe in a God, and he has a different interpretation of the Bible to what most people would generally have, and it's actually quite an interesting interpretation on how he reads the Bible.
That's fine. And he's entitled to that. I've read bits of the Bible. I have an interpretation in my mind that there is something greater, probably more pagan than anything else. So not written, but maybe in the sun and the trees and the life, and
That's interesting. So, so do you have a belief that there is something more than nature, more than the natural world that we
not more than nature, other than we are part of nature. We are born from nature, and we will go back to nature, whether we're cremated or buried. We will go back to the earth. We came from the earth, a bit like earth to earth, ashes to ashes. But I'm a bit more, I would say, pagan, which is almost saying that I do have a belief, but it's just not so much a belief. It's just that we're all part of a circle, like the circle of life. So
that makes sense.
It does, yeah.
Heretic is fine, Richard.
Yeah, well, I guess I am.
No, he's talking about himself.
All right.
When I was trying to explain that, you'd actually need to subscribe to his channel, Richard Manson, and see some of the conversations he has with people. I suppose to start with, Richard will probably admit that I jumped onto his channel.
I am real. He's not just speaking to a thing.
Yeah. A couple of times I watched Richard and I wasn't quite sure on what he was saying, and it sounded, forgive me for saying this, it sounded a bit strange, his interpretation of it. And I probably put a few comments in the chat, and he commented back, and then when I listened to his comments, he actually made more sense than what I was making. And I started listening to what he's saying. I don't believe what he says, and I don't follow what he says, but it does have a very interesting way of explaining his interpretation of the Bible, which actually does make more sense.
But you could have
what the Christians
have millions of interpretations of any book whatsoever.
Yeah,
you could read Jaws and have a million interpretations of it. But
Never Again has just said, Paul, your friend and I think a lot alike. That's Never Again.
All right. So I'm sure we do, but
he agrees with me.
Yeah, nobody will ever know the answer. I personally believe it's a bit like the Tooth Fairy, Father Christmas, or Kris Kringle if you're in America. What you believe them as children, and you don't believe them as adults. Where does believing in God come from? I know it's awful, and I don't mean it to, but to me it makes absolutely no sense. But I do believe in something, and I don't know what it is that I believe in, but I do believe that we are, as I said earlier, we all come from the earth and we all go back to the earth, whether we're cremated or buried. At one point or the other, we all go back and we're all part of it. Mostly carbon, I get that, but we're all part of it. And I would love nothing better than to believe in this, something we go somewhere. It would be fantastic, but logically it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I'll just see what Paul.
Yeah, an intelligent mind creator is actually a terrible idea when you think about it, because it has intention, it has motivation. The universe has none of that. And so when you think about all the terrible things that happen, they actually come from conscious minds like our own. Why would you want that thing to be running the show? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, really.
No.
All the shit that's happened, we've done it ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, take responsibility.
It wasn't God, it was us.
I'll just a quick one. I'll just demonstrate what I've just done here. Richard Manderson made this comment here. Sorry, Rich, I'm just explaining to my friend how StreamYard works. That's all.
Stand by.
Yeah. So Richard made this comment here. So what I did is I clicked on his comment. So I'll hide that now. So there's nothing here. So when I put that show, his comment appears.
I see. Yeah.
So I can then hide his comment and go down to Never Again and show his comment to his comment. So when you're going live, you can actually put people's comments up as a comment if there's any comments you want to put up.
So this guy here that says you are complete and utter.
Yeah.
All right.
The Bible indeed is different for millions upon millions of people. He is correct. So
Bible indeed?
it's different, you know, when we're talking about interpreting and how we interpret it.
But it's like you could read a children's book or an adult's book, and you could interpret. Millions of people read it differently.
Yeah, they could do. I bet.
I've heard many people say you could just as easily worship Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings, you know.
And people do.
Yeah. Certainly do.
Yeah. It's just, to me, it's a story. Well, it is a story. Unless you were there. Were you there? I know you're old, but unless you were there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You're having to trust what's been written in the past, and there's no way of verifying what's been said. In fact, I've just realised, Richard, you must be subscribed to my channel. Thank you very much. I'm impressed with that Richard Madison's actually subscribed to my channel.
I don't know who Richard Madison is.
Well, you need to get on YouTube.
And he's the one that does...
Actually, really interesting.
Oh, that's Richard Madeley.
He won't know who that is because he's in the UK.
Oh, right, no, sorry. English joke. Do apologise.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, he's subscribed to me. All right. Brilliant.
Well done, Richard.
Yeah. Yeah, that's quite good that Richard subscribed to me. That's interesting. I don't know if you know Richard. Oh, sorry, you're talking to Richard. I'm talking to Richard, not you.
All right.
I should be having a debate on Sunday night on, I always have to think of his name, Ryan the Presbyterian's channel with Gavin at 9 o'clock UK time on Sunday evening. So I don't know if you want to tune into that. There might be an interesting debate.
Well, can I just ask a question?
You can.
What's a Presbyterian? What's a Latter-day Saint? What's a Wesleyan? What? I don't understand. Why there are all these... What does it all mean?
They're all different denominations, different beliefs.
Call me old-fashioned.
Yeah. It's all part
What's a Presbyterian? You don't know, do you?
I don't know. No.
What's a Wesleyan?
I have no idea.
What's
the difference between them all? I've got no idea.
What's one? Oh, Mormons.
Well, that's a separate religion altogether, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What's you know those ones that go around in the coaches?
No. Yeah, I know what you're on about.
The Amish.
Yeah.
What is?
I don't know.
Are they Pennsylvanian Dutch or something?
I have no idea.
What is? Is it all based around the same thing? I don't know.
No idea what they're based around. I don't know.
Well, yeah, essentially they're all supposed to be based around the Bible, right? But I mean, some of them are a little weirder than others. For instance, Mormons believe in magical underpants for salvation. I mean, that's a real thing.
Right, call me a Mormon. I want magical underpants.
Oh dear.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. You come back.
Say no more. I'm a Mormon.
Yeah.
Make me cock bigger.
And I don't think being Amish is kind of part of being. They are Christians, I believe. They're Protestants, but it's more of a cultural statement. They don't accept any kind of modern technology. Basically, they don't drive. They don't use gas-powered machines. Everything is done by the law of the land, according to them, in a sort of way.
Yeah, but they sell drugs. Well, they did on Banshee anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, the other denominations have some really, really petty differences, and some of them will go to the mat for it. It's crazy over here. I don't think you guys have that problem, but
no, we don't. Not at all.
Not yet.
Well, to be honest, religion in the UK is getting less and less and less. So I can't see it actually. I suppose it could reverse and go.
Well, it's getting more Muslim.
Yeah, but if you actually think that the Muslim population in the UK is only about 4%, they're not really going to be taking over the top religion in the UK.
No, give it 2 years.
I think it'll take a bit more than 2 years for 4%.
Oh, my mistake. 4 years.
Right. Okay. No, it's going to take a long time. If that was to happen, well, not just the Muslim religion, any religion. To become the predominant religion in the UK, it would take a lot longer than our lifetime if there's only 4% of the population that believe in that.
Who knows?
No, yeah. We never know. I suppose people are converting. I think the Muslim religion actually is one of the fastest growing religions.
I wonder why that is.
Yeah, they've been saying that for a while.
Every 2 of ours. Anyway,
well, yeah, no, there is a lot of people actually converting to Islam. It's surprising how many people are converting.
Are you one of them?
Am I one of them that is likely to convert?
I think you are.
Yes, and no, it's not going to happen. Well, actually, if I was to become convinced, then obviously I would. I would have to follow what. If I was convinced of something, then yes, I would. But I can't see.
You're not even convinced of Christianity. You're hardly going to be Islam, no.
No, but some people do. You can't ever say no, can you? If good enough evidence is presented to you, then obviously you've got to accept that evidence, haven't you?
I don't normally wear a dressing gown. It's just that Paul hasn't put his heating on. It's bloody freezing in here. And it's Paul's dressing gown, not mine.
No, it's not. In fact, it must be John's, is it?
It's probably John's, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a pest from next door. He just keeps turning up every now and again. He turns up next door to have a drink, and you're stuck here all the time.
I'm like the shopkeeper of Mr. Ben.
I think that's why I could not make it in the UK. I cannot handle cold weather. It's like 79 degrees over here right now, and I'm loving it.
Oh, I bet we're just above freezing tonight, aren't we? Literally. Yeah. I think, in fact, when I went to work this morning, I had to scrape the house off my car, and the temperature.
Particles off your balls.
Yeah, it was -2 when I set off to work this morning. So I bet we're going to be about.
Whereabouts are you?
I'm in California.
Oh, you bastard.
Yeah, you're going to be jealous there, aren't you? Yeah, we get people all over from on YouTube. Like most of the people who I speak to are from the US. They say there's Gavin he's from New Zealand, in that I'm debating on Sunday night.
We can't speak to New Zealand anymore. They've gone with China. Oh, am I allowed to say that?
I don't know why. I don't get the thing.
Nothing.
Right,
nothing to see here. Move on.
You'll have to tell me that. I don't know where you're going with that one. It's cold here too, in the mountains of NC. NC will be
North Carolina?
Yeah, possibly.
North Carolina?
You'll have to look in the chat and we'll see. Yeah, NC. No, I don't know.
It's got to be North Carolina.
But where's that in?
It's not as north as you think.
Is it not?
Carolina's. I don't know.
No, it's not.
What's NC?
Yeah, it's basically directly across from the northern part of our state. I'm gonna look at a map here. Yeah, it's very small in comparison.
Right. It depends what he means by cold, though, doesn't it? Whether it's as cold as it is here, or whether it's cold.
There's a few brass monkeys looking worried.
Yeah, the East Coast gets really cold weather. They do, so it's probably comparable.
We're in the East Coast.
Yeah, we're on the East Coast in the UK as well.
We couldn't be more east if you tried.
Well, you could east a bit. You end up in the.
We'd be in the North Sea.
In the North Sea if we did. Which sounds a bit daft. We're east, and if we keep going east, we'll end up in the North Sea.
We would.
How does that work?
Because we're on the East Coast.
And we'll end up in the North Sea.
Because we're on the edge of the East Coast.
Right. As you can tell, I've been having a few of my JDs.
Yeah, as you can tell, I've run out and he hasn't offered me one.
Oh, fridge, I'm sure.
Oh, fabulous.
No, they're empty. Fridge. Where are you going?
Fridge over there.
It's a big American fridge and you don't even know where it is.
I know.
I know from a little bit of research what we call snow over here on our side of the U.S. in California. We get a little bit, but it's what you would call sleet. It's very soft. It's powdery. We don't get those freezing temperatures to where it gets hard packed. So it's a lot of people will make fun of that. But
it must be awful for you.
Yeah. Well, we pay the price for it.
Yeah, I feel for you. I really do.
I lived out in Cali for 18 years. So never again lived out in Cali for 18 years.
We've got not mountain, hills.
You've abandoned us, never again.
Are hills the same? as mountains?
No, they're not quite as high.
All right.
I don't know what
We have small mountains.
I don't know what the minimum height would be for a mountain. Well,
we have mountainets.
For a mountain to be for a hill to be classified as a mountain, I don't know.
All
what
right.
the height.
Mountainets.
There will be a level.
Oh,
well, we've got mountains in Wales for sure, and in Scotland they certainly have mountains.
Yeah, Ben Nevis.
That's definitely a mountain.
Ben Doon and Phil McCavity. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
We have some fairly tall mountains, but yeah, no, they're not among the highest.
No.
It's in California.
It's all sinking into the into the sea. To be fair.
So they have the Andes. I'm crap at geography.
The Andes.
Where's the Andes?
Well, yeah, where are they?
Don't say the Edoristes.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, I suppose I best call it a thing. We've been on 38 minutes, and I was only going to go on for 5.
I know.
I said I'd go on for 5 minutes, go live. I said I'll show you how it's done. Hopefully nobody will jump in, and then I can just delete it. And as soon as I went live, I had half a dozen people jumping in.
He only popped out for a small loaf. He wouldn't know what that is, will he?
No, what? Right. Anyway, lovely. Thanks for jumping in, Kev.
Yeah, nice talking to you guys. Nice meeting you. Sorry, bad with names.
Jeff.
Jeff. Okay, my roommate's name. I should have remembered that.
With a G, not with a J, like the Americans.
Got you. So yeah, I would pronounce it incorrectly if I didn't know better by now. All right. All right. Great talking to you guys.
Yeah, brilliant for you jumping in, Kevin. It's helped me to show him how it's all done. Just a quick one. Richard Madison's just put it on. According to Google, any formation 1,000 feet or more above the surrounding land is a mountain. No, to be honest, I thought it'd be higher than 1,000 feet, didn't you?
Who knew?
Richard knew.
I never really gave a thought, to be honest.
Well, I knew there must have been obviously a hill, a mountain.
You mean there must have been
there must have been
a limit?
Yeah, or yeah, a minimum.
When a hill becomes a mountain.
Yeah. Well, according to Google, it's 1,000 feet.
So was it on climb every mountain? Right. Okay.
Yeah.
On that note.
Yeah, don't sing. Yeah, Richard's just said, pleased to meet you, Jeff.
You, Richard?
Right. Anyway, we'll call it a night. I've had 40 minutes on here, and we was going to be on for literally a couple of nights. And we've
you can go for a tug now, can't you?
Yeah, he's drunk. Right.
See you later, guys. Thank you.
I'll catch you all later. See you later, Kevin. Thanks everybody for turning up. And we're going to end the broadcast there. That's him jumped out. See, he's left the stream. So I can remove him.
That's a lot. Can I?
No, we're still alive.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I never just said that.
It's mad. So I could add that to it. You know, the video that I played at the beginning. I'm not going to.
Can you just switch it off so I can stop grinning like a twat?
Yeah, and so that I get another JD. Right. I'll catch you all later, guys. Wait till Paul hears this audio later. Is it that bad? I might have to delete it.
So a hill, a mountain is more than 1,000 feet.
Any formation.
We're still alive.
Yeah, we're still alive.
Will you stop doing that then?
Any formation 1,000 feet or more.
That's according to Richard.
No, according to Google. So
yes, but he might just made that up.
Well, then
he could have said, according to Google, anything over than 5 foot is a mountain.
Yeah, but you can verify it by Google.
He could have made it up.
Right, we're off. Catch you all later. Bye.